Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Kristen with Monarch Plans, and today I'm just going to be going through my week 2 budget check-in. So that goes from May 8th through May 14th. And so I'll just kind of do a similar format that I usually do for my check-in. So I usually just start on this page. I do have the Erin Condren Deluxe monthly binder. So what I did is I just removed the pages that I'll be talking about so I can move the binder out of the way and everything like that. So we'll talk about this really quick. I'll move the binder out and then we'll continue on with the rest of the check-in. So this page generally just tracks my debt payments, my car payments, and utility payments. So from the week of the 8th through the 14th, I paid a couple utilities. I actually paid this utility early as well. I had a car payment come due. My loans are in forbearance, so we're just kind of saving that money and putting it aside for the moment. And then from the 8th to the 14th, we didn't have any paydays because I get paid on Thursdays. My fiance gets paid on Fridays, so we get paid twice in like this week and then none at all in this one, and then twice and then none at all. So it's just kind of a weird pattern. So we didn't have any new income this week from mine or my fiance's paychecks. Other than that, I didn't pay any credit cards or anything. So the only debt payments I've made so far is one of my credit cards, and that was done on the 4th. So not much new on this page at this moment, just kind of the utility payments and that sort of thing. So let me move this out of the way really quickly, and then we will get started with the actual check-in. So let's see here. So we're doing week 2, and I'm just gonna take a quick look over here at this page. This is just my general budget. I am going to just put a check mark next to the bills that have been paid. So I have paid SRP, gas payment, water payment, and we have paid for our internet. We paid for our cell phones, and Netflix, and I believe, and my car. So I believe that's all that has been paid so far this month. I don't have anything else to put into the actual column at this point because these are all pretty variable expenses throughout the month. So I'll be filling this column out, the actual column, at the end of the month. So there's really nothing to update there. Sinking funds, unbudgeted, and debt payments will also get filled out at the end of the month. I'm not really putting a budgeted number just because they're a little bit hard to gauge, and they really depend on how much money we have left over each week / at the end of the month. So I'm not going to do any guesstimating or anything there. In terms of the weekly check-in, I am tracking grocery spending on dining out, and that includes coffee, gas, and unbudgeted spending. So let me just take a look really quickly. I did some quick calculations just before this, so I wasn't was sitting on my calculator for a couple minutes trying to add everything up. So for groceries this last week, we spent $117.43. And for dining out and coffee, we spent $77.15. And I'll kind of go into these a little bit more, at least a couple of them, a little bit later as to why these are maybe a little bit higher than I wanted them to be. Gas this week, we spent $39.15. And unbudgeted, we spent $32.15. And our unbudgeted spending was purely because of Mother's Day. We didn't really know what our plans were until like a couple days before, so we ended up buying a few things that we didn't really budget for my fiance's mom. So let me calculate really quickly what is remaining in each of these categories, and then we can kind of move on and discuss them a little bit further. Okay, so we had $362 and 70 cents of our grocery budget remaining. We spent $117.43. So we have $245.27. 27, which is pretty good for the next couple weeks. For dining out, we had $149.77, and we spent $77.15. So we have $72.62 remaining. And for gas, we didn't spend anything last week, so we had the full amount remaining as we started this week, and so we only spent $39.15, so we have $210.85 remaining. And then unbudgeted, it's unbudgeted, so we don't have any specific amount remaining. So I think that, I mean, in the scheme of things, this is okay. Our grocery budget was a little bit high, I think, because we, I did my normal like weekly grocery shopping, and then we also went to Target and picked up a few things that we just haven't gotten in a while. And then a couple other transactions were just things that, like one-off things that we forgot or we just couldn't find. And that Walmart, well, my main grocery shopping was at Walmart. So our bigger Walmart transaction where I did our weekly shopping, I bought some more food than I normally would, just snack foods and things to experiment with different recipes and stuff like that. So I'm not thinking that our grocery budget will be that high. Again, our dining out budget, I mean, I'm still working on that. That's a little bit difficult. That includes any dining out that Andrew does in terms of buying food for lunch. That includes any like dinner or dessert we buy, anything like that. So we'll go through that in a little bit more detail in on one of these further pages. So I think that we are done with the check-in and the budget page. And so the next page is specifically for sinking funds. And because we didn't get paid this week, neither my fiance or I'm not adding anything to any of our sinking funds for this week. So I'm not depositing anything else, but what I am doing, and this is like a big development this week, is I will be adding a sinking fund category for the Go Wild conference. The starting balance is $0. I haven't been contributing to it. And I didn't contribute anything to week 1, but in week 2, I have contributed $191.40. So that comes as a little bit of a surprise. I think most people know, if you're kind of cued into the planner community and everything, the Go Wild conference is like a planner conference type thing. It happens every year. This year it had to be postponed because of coronavirus. So my plan was, I wanted to go this year, but it was actually during the same weekend that we had our wedding planned. So I was not able to go for 2020, so I didn't purchase a ticket. The dates came out this week for the essentially like the makeup conference for 2020, and it's next June. And I thought about it a little bit and realized that the dates work. It's over a year away. And so I thought long and hard. It's a very expensive ticket. It's an expensive conference. It's in LA, which is one of the kind of deciding factors that helped me think about going, because I can drive, I don't need to fly. And so I went ahead and I purchased a ticket to Go Wild next year. So again, it is pricey. It's kind of hard. You have to pay for your hotel, your ticket itself, any like extra stuff. I know it is the conference hotel is right across the street from Disneyland. So I think a lot of people are trying to go to Disneyland, which is not cheap. You know, it is like a big thing. So I am setting a goal to fund a sinking fund so I can pay for the hotel and pay for any additional spending and have a good chunk of change saved up by the time that rolls around. So I'll be contributing to my Go Wild fund every chance I can, every time I have some extra money. So that's what that's for. Very random, very unexpected, but I discussed it with Andrew and I thought a lot about it and decided I think there's enough time for me to be able to save enough and it won't harm any of our other goals. So that's good. So for sinking fund transactions, we had a few. So I will just write in really quickly the dates here. I usually don't have very many sinking fund transactions, but I just happened to this week. So if I do need some extra space, I'll go over onto a different page or whatever. I'll figure it out. So the first one was self-care and beauty. That one was for $9.64. I signed up for that like Billy razor thing, that like subscription, just to see what it's like. So we'll see. 510 health, or I guess I called it medical up above. That was for $13.12. I bought some vitamins. 511 auto maintenance. My fiance bought me a sunshade for my car because it's going into summer and we needed something to protect our car a little bit. Next one again was medical. I got some lab tests done, so I was just paying a little bit towards what was remaining on that bill. And then my electronics replacement, I paid $5.99. Somehow my screen protector, I have like a glass screen protector on my phone, and it cracked a little bit, but I have a warranty on it. So I went on to get that replaced, but I had to pay for shipping. So it would have been way more expensive if I didn't have the warranty. So the $5.99 is fine. Okay, so those are my transactions for the week. And the next thing I'll do is I'll just quickly write down my spending. So what this spending page is for is really just for me to get a closer look at the spending we're doing that maybe I want to cut back on, or is really just something I'm trying to pay attention to. So a lot of it is like eating out and coffee. I'm going to be tracking like what I spend on my allowance. I will be tracking, pretty much like anything like that. So I have a couple purchases from my allowance, and then most of the other stuff is like dining out. So when I said we would dive a little bit deeper into the dining out, $77.15, that's what I mean. I'm going to be breaking them out so you can see exactly what we're spending on dining out and where. And when I look at it, I realize like, oh, we probably could cut back on a few of these things. So the first thing I'm going to put is on 5/8. This is for allowance. This is my allowance. I bought, it's called a flip belt. So it's something, I've been taking a lot of walks recently, and it really bothers me that I don't have any place to hold my phone or my keys. And I mean, some of my pants I have now have some pockets, which are great, but most of my workout pants don't have pockets or any way to hold my phone. So I bought a flip belt, and it's just something that goes around your waist, almost like a fanny pack, but it's way tighter. And it holds your phone, it holds your keys, it holds anything you really want. It could hold money, anything like that. And then you just flip it back towards you so the openings are against your body so nothing slips out. And then it's pretty much like a good way to carry things, and it stays like just under my shirt, like around my waist. So It's kind of a nice thing to have when you're running or walking. So I bought that from Amazon. This next one, I bought some planner stuff from Erin Condren because I had some discounts and everything. The next thing is I'm just tracking this in here to just show what I, everything I'm spending. So I don't really know what category this falls into, but I am putting Go Wild in here. It was $549 for a ticket. And that just makes me sad saying that, but I've heard it's worth it. I've heard it's amazing. I'm not gonna make any judgments based on the cost. I'm just gonna let it happen. So I will put that in there. Again, I don't know what category to put that in. I'm just kind of letting it sit for a few days before I really try and categorize it. And this is gonna be out of order a little bit because I did this a little bit out of order. We got coffee last weekend. That was only $11. And that's just like a thing we do. We're not doing that this weekend, so we'll be saving $11. And then these next ones are all like dining out related. So now you can kind of see where we are spending money. So, I'm just gonna abbreviate these instead of writing it all out. I know what that means. It's just eating out. This first one, $24.61. Dinner, pretty sure that was like Domino's or something like that. $12.94. This was because of Mother's Day. We got dessert for his mom, and I'm just gonna put Mother's Day. So that was an expense that we weren't really anticipating. This next one was $12.48, and that is dessert. We got some dessert from Sonic, and then $5.13. Andrew got some lunch from the grocery store. And let me see, because I'm pretty sure he went and he bought some food from Chevron. That's where he went. So he works in the same like parking lot essentially as a Chevron, so it's really easy to go grab like snacks and stuff. So I'm just putting snacks. Okay, so that is our spending for this past week. As you see, like there is some stuff in here that was not like necessary in terms of eating out. I mean, like crumble, which is cookies and dessert for Mother's Day. We weren't anticipating that. Probably don't need to be getting dessert from Sonic. Weekend coffee, we've already cut that out for this weekend. Dinner, that was when we ordered in pizza, and really I'm not planning to do that much anymore. I'm actually making homemade pizza, which is actually kind of better. So I don't know. I'm just hoping that this kind of goes down a little bit over the next couple weeks. It's definitely something we struggle with, so I'm almost anticipating we'll be over for the month, but I know we're saving in other categories, so I think it'll be fine. Allowance is fine. I give myself like about $100 for allowance, so I'm not too worried about that. I have like $50 left or so. So that's not too bad. Go Wild, it's expensive, but as I mentioned, I think we'll be able to make up for it and, still be able to save, still be able to pay off debt, everything like that. So not too worried about that, that sort of spending. So I think that is good for like our sinking funds and our spending. And I think we made it through our dining out or our check-in with our groceries, dining out, gas, and unbudgeted. We have not a whole lot of stuff coming up this next week at all. So hopefully it's a pretty easy week. I'm just trying to think if there's anything big that's happening, and I can't think of anything that would like cause us to spend extra money or anything like that. So that is it for this week. I hope you enjoyed kind of this little walkthrough. I know it's kind of the same thing every week, but I always find it really interesting to see like how other people are doing throughout the month in terms of their budget, and then seeing how people keep track. So hopefully this was helpful. If you did find it helpful, I would really appreciate if you could like this video and subscribe to my channel below. It really helps me out in terms of building up my channel when people interact and like my videos and everything like that. So I would greatly appreciate that. If you do have any questions or anything, feel free to leave a comment below, or you can find me on Instagram. My handle is @monarch_plans. So feel free to find me on there, ask any questions, anything like that. But again, thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you have a great week. Bye.